So today we have with us Dr. Satya Gupta, who is the president of the VLSI Society here, and he has come to attend the semiconductor workshop, which is a very unique and first of a kind initiative here in northeastern region. So let us know from Mr. Satya, what's the advancement and what are the insights regarding the semiconductor industry here. Welcome to Business Northeast, Dr. Satya Gupta.
Yeah.
So, if I ask you, what's your opinion on the semiconductor industry, since it's the first that advanced technology has been, will be coming up in our region?
Sure. So I think if I look at the historical presence of semiconductor industry, Northeast was little bit basically left behind earlier, right? Now with this Tata's announcement with the series semiconductor plant and India government's push to basically build more technology base in Northeast across that basically there a lot more attention from the central government. We have special ministry, Northeast ministry, where Jyoti Rajesh India is basically minister. Right? So I think overall focus is much more. Now, with respect to semiconductor industry, I think there are two parts of it. One is manufacturing and one is design, right? So with Tata's coming here, the manufacturing part is somewhat is getting addressed, right? Now we have to all work together to bring the design also to Northeast. Northeast is a very high concentration of academic institutions, right? If I look across the country, number of the NITs in the Northeast, probably by area, is the highest concentration in the country, right? We have to leverage basically these academic institutions, create better awareness among the faculty and students in this thing. Potential is very high. We have to just work with them so that we can bring the design industry also here along with the manufacturing industry. So create a basically complete well-balanced ecosystem, because there are a lot more jobs in the design industry, right? So we need to bring that also, which is currently mostly in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi and all of those things. But I see a huge potential for some of the design companies to get started here or put their extension design centers here to begin with, right? And then we take it from there. Academic base is very good. We need to basically also create some type of the incentives working with the local government to encourage people who are hailing from Northeast, but they are working in different cities, right? So how do we bring them back? So they can start companies, they can things like that, right? So maybe little bit push from the government, because without any incentive, nobody will leave Bangalore job and come here, right? Even if they want to come home, a small set of incentive. We are spending so much money on giving the incentive to manufacturing, right? If we can give small incentives for people to come back also, I think that will build the base. And on that base, you can build more, right? It's very necessary to get people either from abroad or from places like Bangalore, Hyderabad, which are of the Northeast origin, to bring them back. And government has to do little bit for them, right? I have suggested some other government that basically, if the government can subsidize 25% of their salary for first 2 years, not a big amount, right? If you are going to get 50 people, 25% salary of there for 2 years, if you give them as a bonus, company whatever gives. On top of that, you give 25% bonus to them, right? Now there is an incentive for both company and him to come back, right? So we need to create this kind of incentives. We are very apt to basically doing the investment in the capex projects. We need to basically do the invest in OPEX also. So that's where basically you will get people will create company, people will create jobs, and that will basically build the whole thing, right? So if we can take basically, if we invest basically, let's say total investment of $100, right? If we can do 80% on manufacturing and 20% in basically design and people and so on and so forth, that will create a balanced ecosystem. We are not doing the 20% investment today. We are doing 80% part in manufacturing, like whatever amount is basically government subsidy for Tata and so on and so forth. If we can take 1/4 of that and put it in the design also, then we will create a balanced ecosystem. We don't need much. If we can do 1/4 and 1/5 of that also, that will create a huge momentum. So that's what I think.
So you just spoke about we are going to benefit academically a lot. Earlier, now also we can see the students, they go to Bangalore, those metro cities to take training for VLSI, semiconductors, etc. So any thing that such training centers should come up here in our region as well, so that we can't.
So two things, right? One thing is the post-education training, but what we think will be work long term is that teaching them when they are in the part of the course itself, right? Because after graduation, everybody must have a job. They don't want to do another 6 months training and so on and so forth. But we have 4 years time. Let's utilize the time and train them best during the 4 years itself, right? Because very few people see, all the good guys will get a job after 4 years, right? If we train them afterwards, we will not get the best guys. But if we train them during the 4 years, then we'll get the best guys. So our effort is to make sure that within 4 years they get the necessary skills to get basically jobs, and some of them may create the job also. They become employers, startup guys, and so on and so forth.
So what are the steps like our institutes should take to train the students, to get the students skill in between their professional courses?
Yeah, so we have to basically upgrade the curriculum, like what we have created for AICT, take the basically the cues from there, upgrade the curriculum in such a way. Second very important thing is that if we need to create a good education for the student, we have to educate our teachers also. We have to focus very much on the faculty development also. Okay. So if I have to do a chip design, right? If the faculty itself has not done the chip design, they will not be that good in teaching the students, right? So every faculty should do a tape out, what we call a chip design, right? If every faculty does a tape out, then they will be much more apt to basically teaching those skills to the students, right? So we have to work on both the sides, curriculum development, faculty training, so they are basically industry ready themselves, right? Because our faculty does not get chance to basically be in tune with the latest happening in the industry, right? So we have to bring them up to speed also, right? So what we plan to do, we are inaugurating a VLSI Society chapter tomorrow in Guwahati, and these are the kind of things which we want to do. Curriculum help to all the institutions, help with the industry, use the tools, things, do the faculty development program, do student aware campaigns and so on and so forth, so that we can create a community in a sense, right? Where students are there, faculty are there, industries are there, people who have left Northeast and working in Bangalore, bring them also at least in the community. If they don't move back, still they can contribute, right? So bring all of those things through this VLSI Society chapter, which we are inaugurating tomorrow at IIT Guwahati, and then we will basically take further programs under the chapter. And the chapter is going to be locally driven, locally sufficient, right? We are not going to remote control it from somewhere. They have to decide what they want to do, what makes sense for them, and do that, right? So that it creates a good cohesive community of the people, one institute talking to each other. All of these things should happen, right? Faculty development program, workshop, and so on. So that's what we intend to do.
So one more question, sir. Right now, like in this workshop, there is this panel discussion where you were the moderator, as we have seen, and you have interacted with the audience as well. So what do you think were the challenges, the real challenges to set up such kind of industry and make people aware, train them?
Just the intent. I think there is no challenge. We have to just basically all come together, talk among ourselves that what is needed, do these kind of the events on a regular basis through whatever platform, like VLSI Society Northeast chapter is one such platform. I'm not saying that's the only thing. Whatever platform we have available, we have to bring in the government also, right? We have to also basically create awareness in the government also that what is really needed, right? Okay, they will go for big investment, big projects and things like that, but that is one aspect of it. There's so many other things you can do, right? So we need to work, like tomorrow Chief Secretary is most likely coming to this chapter inauguration, AIDC MD is coming. So more work with the government. So see, government reach is basically phenomenal, right? If we can work together, then we can basically create wonders.
Yeah.
But they have to be basically create. They also have to be created right awareness with the right people without any basically personal interest or company interest. Like people like us, we don't have any basically vested interest of any type, right? So we'll give the right kind of the direction. Invest here, focus here, and so on and so forth. So government, local academia, people like us who are interested in this thing. And anyway, it's a beautiful place. We want to come here every few months, right? So, Okay.
So thank you, Mr. Gupta, for joining with Business Northeast and giving such an insightful conversation to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.